In today's session of Divorce Court, Tiffany Leon Diaz says Antulio's secret put an end to their marriage.
My husband told me I never wanted to be with a white girl.
And when she kicked him out, she says she discovered yet another secret.
He took my bra and underwear, Your Honor. What you gonna do with that? What's he gonna do with it? What, is there something that I don't know about here?
Today, the truth comes out as Tiffany Leon Diaz faces Antulio Leon Diaz in this session of Divorce Court.
All rise. Court is now in session. Maybelline Ephraim presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is the matter of Tiffany Leon Diaz versus Antulio Leon Diaz. And Mrs. Diaz, I'm advised that after 1 year of marriage, you're ready for a divorce. Is that right?
Yes.
Now, what could have gone so sour in 1 year?
The reason why I'm ending my marriage is because there was 3 Puerto Rican girls that lived in the neighborhood, and my husband was always over there cheating on me.
I could
So you
explain
ended your
that, Your
marriage
Honor.
because of the Puerto Ricans?
No,
Good,
because
explain
of
that
him
to Your
Because they
Honor.
were
cheating.
Puerto Ricans or because they were ladies?
No, because of him cheating.
That's not true.
Why? Why isn't it true?
Because it's not true, because by the time we were having problems, okay?
But Tito, they were paging you all hours of the night, and you get up, run, call, and leave.
No.
Yes,
That's
that
not
is
the
what
right.
Well,
happened.
maybe he had some type of an emergency work. What kind of work did you do?
I do forklift. I'm a forklift operator, Your Honor.
So you were lifting up the forks for him or something?
Nah.
What were you doing?
I met them at the cafeteria.
You met them at the cafeteria?
Yes.
And so why were they calling you all time of night?
They were, see, we were like friends for a month, okay? And then they you know what I mean? They didn't ask me for favors and stuff like that. So I used to help them out like rides. You know, they got kids. You know what I'm saying?
What kind of favors they asking you for in the middle of the night? You're not in emergency response
No. They never
team.
called me in the middle of the night. I don't know what the heck you're talking about.
3, 4 in the morning, disrespecting
I don't know what
me.
you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
course
So
not.
it's not true.
What time did they call you for these favors?
Just call me like 9, 10 o'clock plus, you know. It's
At night
Your
or in the
Honor, it was
morning?
a lot later because my mother even answered the phone
it's not true.
and yelled.
It's not true, of course.
You lived with your mother?
Why would these girls
we
have my
did.
number? First of all, why would these girls have my number if I was cheating, okay?
Well, I don't know. You said that they were calling you in the middle, asking you for favors.
they'll page me and stuff like that, but why would I give these girls
pager.
my numbers knowing that I'm
The
married
home
to her?
number, the
You know what I mean?
upstairs
Well,
number.
a lot of men give people their numbers when they're married. You ask me why? I'll never be able to answer that
Yeah,
one.
you're right.
But it happens every day of the week.
They were good friends. They were 3 good friends, that's all.
And they were
Your
living
Honor, if
together?
they were such good friends, and they wouldn't disrespect me on the phone. If they
Why
were
do you say
just
they
friends.
disrespected you?
They never disrespected
They
you,
would
never
talk.
did.
Disrespecting me is calling my house all hours of the night, asking for my husband.
And never saying hello, Mrs. Diaz?
No.
Never introducing themselves to you and saying why?
No, I would
So
ask.
how did you know who it was?
Well, at first, the way it all started out where I would ask, well, who is this? Don't worry about who this is.
Oh.
Get your husband. And then it got to the point, well, no, and you're calling my house. No, you're not going to tell me, just get your husband.
I took her to those 3 girls' houses so they could talk, have a little talk, that I was not doing nothing with them. They were just friends. I looked at them as my sisters because I really don't have that many family.
So they
like I
became
said.
your sisters. So they became your sisters.
Your
Shouldn't they have
sisters.
become your wife's sister as well?
No, I just
Or
want to
sister-in-law?
prove her wrong. I just want to prove her wrong because she did me wrong. She
She
did me
did you wrong.
I did
Yes.
you wrong.
What did Mrs.
Well-
Diaz do for you? To you?
Well, I bought this computer for us, right?
The computer you bought for me, you told
not
me.
for you.
Let him finish, Miss Diaz.
While I was at work, she was meeting guys, okay, which I confronted already.
On the computer?
Yes, on the computer.
Oh, here
She
we
met
go
guys on the
again.
computer.
So you bought a computer and she's meeting men on the internet?
Yeah, she met this guy, and which I confronted already. She slept at his house twice.
That's
days
not
in a
true,
row.
Your
Yes,
Honor.
it's true. It's
That
true.
is not true.
It's true. I cannot prove that right now, but she left me home
Oh, wait a
twice.
minute.
That
You
is not
cannot
true.
prove it? Is that what you said?
See, that's what a lot of my friends are males. Don't get me wrong. Females are
Okay.
great, but a lot of my friends are males. They're
So
easier
you get
to
along
talk
with
to.
males better.
Yes, they understand you better. I asked him, well, why is my husband doing this? Can you help me understand? That's basically what our conversations were.
And his degree is in what?
I'm not saying he had a degree.
Oh. I just thought maybe he was a psychologist or psychiatrist or something.
No, it's just somebody to talk to.
And he can help you explain and understand your husband.
Well, I figure, well, if he's a male, you know, he knows what other males do. I don't know. I figured
And
he
Mr.
could help
Diaz,
me
you're
out.
telling me that you were talking to these ladies because you were having problems with your wife. and your marriage wasn't going well. And you can confide in them, and they can help you understand, right?
Your Honor, there's two different stories here, though. He would never call my house and disrespect my husband.
Oh, so you didn't talk about your relationship with your friends?
No. Well, I used to tell my wife about my relationship with my friends.
No. I'm talking about when you talked to the other women on the phone that became like sisters to you.
Okay.
You weren't complaining to them about how bad your relationship was with your wife.
Not as much like try to do something with them.
I didn't say as much. Were you complaining to them?
Yes.
So you were confiding too, huh?
I don't look at it that way because I wasn't looking for nobody else because I still love this woman.
This guy had never called my house, disrespected my husband. He had never called 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning.
Because you talked on the computer.
No, not all like that. He was on the computer too.
Oh, he was using computer meeting women too?
I never met nobody in the computer.
We both, the computer we were both always on the computer. It was back and forth.
She also went out with some other guy at the bowling alley. She likes to bowl a lot, okay?
I'm on a bowling league, yeah.
While I was at work, her own sister told me she went out with this guy from the bowling alley. Okay, fine, okay.
The bowling alley guy?
Yeah, and then
well, you know, she just went for exercise to throw some balls, right?
She has this guy come pick her up at the house while I'm there. Okay, while I'm there.
You were there?
Yes.
Yes, he was.
This guy came and she said that was his cousin.
But if you were there, why did her sister have to tell you that she was going to the bowling alley?
No, I was at work. Okay, this happened like a couple days later. This guy came to pick her up.
At your house?
Yes.
He was obviously bold.
And he said that he was her cousin because she told him to say that, and it was false.
And it was one of those long lost cousins that you had never met.
Yeah.
Well, maybe somebody else can help me out. Who's this young lady over here?
Maritza Rivera.
Step forward.
Okay.
Ms. Rivera, how are you related to these people, and what do you want to tell me?
Antulio's my tenant. I met him.
He's your tenant?
Yes, he's my tenant. And Tiffany was introduced to my sister and her friends so that she could get out of her head that my sisters had something to do with Antulio. He told me the situation, and I said, look, bring her over because I see that she's so upset that my sister was his friend. They met at work. Bring her over so she can meet my kids, meet my husband, and meet me. When she came over, she looked at me with an attitude, like she didn't like me. After she left, Antulio told me that she thought something was going on between me and him. When she seen I was over with my husband and my kids at home.
She still thought you was girlfriend.
She doesn't like him having girlfriends.
Although she has a lot of male friends.
No.
Although she meets a lot of guys in the computer. From what I understand, she cheated on him not once, not twice. This is the third time she
Is that what that's what Antulio told you?
Yeah,
or Mr. Diaz told you?
While we were separated?
Don't repeat what somebody else tells you. You don't know that for a fact.
Well, from
Did
what
you
I've
ever
seen,
see her cheat on him?
But I've seen her with another guy, yeah.
Okay, so now tell me about what you've seen. What'd you see?
I've seen her with this guy, Mike, the guy that's sitting over there.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, that's another guy.
That's another guy.
You saw him with her?
Yeah.
Where?
Together.
When?
At the mall.
While she was married?
Yeah.
While Mr. Diaz was at your house crying about her?
Yeah.
We
always cried.
He
always went to bed crying over her.
When divorce court returns, Tiffany's witness takes the stand.
When did your relationship move from the friendship zone to the bedroom zone?
And will Tiffany's testimony prove Antulio has another secret passion?
He took my bra and underwear, Your Honor.
What you gonna do with that?
Why do you want him?
Is there something that I don't know about?
All I took is my computer, my air conditioner.
What?
Are you involved in a dispute with a neighbor, friend, relative, or business person? Take your case to a new court show and be represented by a prominent attorney. Call 877-777-0099. Divorce Court is back in the case of Tiffany Leon Diaz as she testifies about how Antulio's friendships with other women tore apart their marriage.
And so as far as you know, he and your sister never had any relationship?
They never had. My sister has a man.
What about the other two women?
They have men also. He met their boyfriends. We all got together for the fight, for the Trinidad fight. We all got together at home.
Well, if you all got together for that, then how comes I couldn't come
have
along?
a seat.
Okay, why? You know why? Okay, I say why. Okay?
Why couldn't she come to the fight?
First of all, she doesn't like when I talk Spanish, okay? This is all Spanish, Hispanic.
But that's something I married into and understood
There was all
that.
Hispanic. We were watching the fight, and she didn't like that.
So you didn't like being around his friends when they spoke Spanish?
No, that's not true at all.
She'll tell him to speak English. That's straight up.
Did you say speak English?
Yes, I did.
Did you feel uncomfortable when they were speaking Spanish?
No, I didn't feel uncomfortable with them speaking Spanish because I was used to it. I took Spanish in school. I understood some of it.
But that doesn't mean that you understand everything they're saying.
No, that's what I said. I understood
fast.
some of it. But with the things with his, his friends, I would say, well, Antulio, can you please speak English because you're talking. They're all looking at me, look away, and what are you
would
talking
think that
about?
I don't know what they're saying, and they may be talking about me.
And I would ask him, and he would say, oh, don't worry about it.
Right?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, I did.
Is it the fact that he became friends with these ladies? What bothered you? Because they were Puerto Rican and Hispanic and they could speak the language that he spoke, did you feel that he would be more drawn to them?
The thing with those girls is what bothers me was because my husband always told me, oh, I always wanted to be with a Puerto Rican girl. I never wanted to be with a white girl. And then all of a sudden, 3 Puerto Rican girls come into the picture. What am I supposed to think?
So it sounds like, Mrs. Diaz, did you have a little insecurity about the fact that you were a Caucasian woman and he was Hispanic, and that maybe he would be more drawn to women of his similar culture? Did you have a little insecurity when you were in the presence of women of his culture?
No, I didn't have that insecurity at all. The thing was...
Maybe a little bit, you just didn't recognize it?
She did.
I did have some problems with him, with some Puerto Rican girls because of him cheating on me with Puerto Rican girls. That was the problem I had.
These are the ones that you thought, but you never, they
No,
called
he cheated on me before that with another Puerto Rican girl.
Before we got married.
Oh,
that was before we got married.
That.
That's different.
Well, that was before we got married, but he promised me nothing would happen.
So he had an affair, you guys were dating before you married?
Oh, yeah.
And then he had an affair with a Puerto Rican lady?
It was my ex.
His ex-girlfriend.
His ex-girlfriend. So ever since then, you were never too sure about whether he'd be drawn to a...
Right, but then he promised me, oh, I won't do it, I won't do this. And things were great. They were going really great. And we got married, you know, we moved into a house, we got married. Things were going great after that for a couple of months, and all of a sudden these 3 Puerto Rican girls come in, and it just went all downhill.
And you just couldn't accept the fact that they were friends, is that right?
How can it go fine?
You just couldn't accept the fact that they were just friends and not anything other than that.
They were more than just friends, Your Honor. They were more than just friends.
So is that why you went out with Michael?
I got time.
No,
I got time to cheat.
No. Yeah. Michael and I have been great friends. He's worked with my mother for 3 years.
That's not the one you met on the internet?
No.
That's not the one you went bowling with?
No.
This is another one?
There's another one. She slept at his house a couple times already.
All in 1 year? 3?
Already slept at his house.
I have never slept at no guy's house except for his.
How did you meet Michael?
How did I meet Michael?
Yes.
He's been in my family for 3.5 years.
And it was only after you married your husband he became interesting to you?
Yeah.
No.
She used an excuse. She used a lot of excuses.
He was married too.
Oh, so now he's free?
Yeah, he is, actually.
But is he free since the 2 of you started dating? Did you break up his marriage too?
No, his marriage was gone before I even got married.
So now he looks better to you, even though you've known him 3.5 years, you didn't want him, but now that you're having problems with your husband, this man looks good to you.
Yep.
No, it has nothing to do with that, Your Honor.
Same day I separated with her.
No, that's not even true.
Yes, it's true.
Mike and I have been friends for 3 years. He's been friends with my mother. He's worked with my mother.
So he was such a wonderful man. Why did you marry him in the first place instead of your husband?
Because I love my husband, that's why.
But now Michael looks better to you, right?
It has nothing to do with that, no.
But there was some reason you didn't like Michael then. He sounds like a wonderful person, always there for you, always there for your mother.
Because
You've known him 3.5 years.
I was with my husband at that time.
Oh, what's that
I was
for?
with my husband.
Is it Michael? What's your last name?
Moyer.
Come on, Mr. Moyer, tell me what you want to add to this.
Well, like she was saying, I know the family for about 3.5 years now. And I do favors for everybody. Not necessarily them, other people as well. Grandfather, my mother,
So you
everybody.
do favors just like Mr. Diaz does favors, right?
Yes, I do. That's a yes.
And were you married at the time you were doing these favors for her?
No, I wasn't.
Why would he go pick her up one day in my house while I was
You're talking about the day when his dad died and he needed somebody to talk to?
That's a big excuse.
Hold on, did you pick her up from her house and she was still married?
Big excuse.
Oh, yes.
Big excuse.
And why did you do that?
Because that was like the day that my father passed away, and I really needed somebody to talk to because I was really having a big meltdown that day.
And she had become a good friend.
Yeah, her family's been good friends for 5.5 years.
My mom was even there.
Okay. You got meltdown that she got to sleep over,
and also Tiffany here would also help watch my son. I have a 4.5-year-old son.
Which he always got jealous
So when did you all start, when did your relationship move from the friendship zone to the bedroom zone?
2 days, probably 1 day.
No.
No.
God, no.
Just let him answer. When did it get there?
Oh, I say maybe about 2 months, maybe.
2 months when?
Yeah.
2 months after what?
2 months after, well, I mean, really after, basically my father passed away in September. That's how maybe
And she began
November.
to console you for she helped,
no.
She helped you through the grief period.
Well, basically.
All right, I don't have any
day.
further statements for you. So basically, this is he cheated on me, she cheated on me, so therefore I'm going over here and I'm going over here.
No.
And neither one of you have any proof that either of you cheated on the other.
I ain't cheated.
It's just over. It just sounds like to me that part of this problem is your insecurity in terms of his relationship with other people of his culture, which happens frequently, even his family. That's what happens sometimes when you get into a mixed marriage. People get into conflict over that. But that's not enough to end the marriage because you have to think about that before. You know there are going to be cultural differences.
Right.
And you need to be willing to live with those cultural differences.
And I was willing to live with them. I married the man.
So now you took the computer.
I took the computer for a reason.
He took the air conditioner. He took my clothes. He took my coat. He took my bra and underwear, Your Honor. What's he
took your bra and underwear?
My bra and underwear.
What you gonna do with that?
Why would I want her bra and underwear?
Wait a minute, he took your bra and underwear, just one?
I don't know. There's like 4 sets missing.
And so what are you laughing about?
Why I want it for?
What's he going to do with it?
Why I want them?
Is there something that I don't know about?
All I took is my computer and my air conditioner.
What? Your Honor, I don't know.
So why did you take the computer? Why did you take her bra and underwear?
I ain't took none of that. I took my computer, my air conditioner, okay, which I have the receipt, and my clothes. I ain't took nobody else's clothes, and I just left the house.
So why did you take the computer?
I don't belong there. The reason I took the computer is because she was using the computer to meet people on the internet, right?
And if you took it from her, she couldn't meet them anymore.
Really? It was wrong.
But who'd you buy the computer for?
No.
Who'd you buy the computer for?
We bought it for us. Okay.
No, wait.
And why did you want the computer?
And I paid for it. She didn't help me pay for nothing.
I didn't go with him to pick out the
clothes that she has. I pay for it.
When divorce court returns, the judge renders her verdict.
This computer was not really the bone of contention between the two of you. You took it because you believed that she found her lover on the internet.
And an update on the case of Lynette Sandoval versus George Hillman.
She was in a coma. You couldn't even bother to be there for me or her. I stayed up with her, held her while her eyes were rolled back.
Divorce Court will be back in session in a moment. Divorce Court is back in the case of Tiffany Leon Diaz versus Antulio Leon Diaz as they continue to plead for the computer they both desperately want.
So now you both want this computer?
Huh? I'm taking the computer.
And neither one of you uses it for work, right?
I use it.
Do you use it in your work?
In my work? No,
yes.
but I use it.
Do you use it in your work?
No,
So it's just something that you do to chit-chat on the line and talk about whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And it's become the biggest bone of contention between the two of you.
Right, because he bought it for me, he brought it home for me, and he went and took it. That's what it was.
And you say I took it to keep her from talking to somebody else on the phone.
It's not right, you know what I mean? I bought the computer for us. That's what made our relationship go bad.
This computer was not really the bone of contention between the two of you. You took it because you believed that it would keep her from communicating with somebody on the internet.
But why?
And because you believed that she found her lover that you've accused her of, that you have absolutely no evidence of, on the internet. But if she wants to do that and the marriage is over, big deal. So it's gone now. Taking the computer is not going to change that. It's not going to erase that fact. You were just, being selfish and deciding I want to play tit for tat.
My computer, you know what I mean? I never told her it was for her.
It's not my computer. It was bought during the marriage. It's not clear to me whether it was a gift to her or not, but in any event, the computer belonged to both of you. So since it's such a big bone of contention, so I'll just take away the bone. Sell the computer. Get the best price you can get for it. Then you take your share of the money and go buy you one, and you take your share of the money and go buy you one, and we end that. That's the court's order.
All rise. Parties may leave the courtroom.
When divorce court returns, an update on the case of Lynette Sandoval versus George Hillman.
You were never there for her. You don't even know what she went through.
He's about to deny it. I know you are, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You better hurry up and deny it.
Closed captioning for Divorce Court provided by. Are you involved in a dispute with a neighbor, friend, relative, or business person? To appear before a real judge on a new court show, call 877-777-0099. And now for an update on a previous case in divorce court. Lynette Sandoval said she wanted to divorce George Hillman because he was not a good husband or father.
She was in a coma. You couldn't even bother to be there for me or her. I stayed up with her, held her while her eyes were rolled back. I had to go and teach her how to walk all over again. You were never there for her. You don't even know what she went through.
He's about to deny it. I know you are, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You better hurry up and deny it.
Lynette owed more than $500 for their daughter's medical bill, and the judge ordered George to pay half the amount. George says he and his girlfriend are getting married at the end of the year, and he will finally have the big romantic church wedding he always dreamed of. Lynette says being married to George made her realize what a great guy her first husband was. She has since reconciled with him, and they will remarry later this year.
The judge's decision was fair with what she said about selling it and splitting the money 50-50.
Well, I don't think it's right. She's not take the computer like half or sell it because she did wrong. She did me wrong.
I know that my husband did have sex with these girls. They told me, my sister's boyfriend told me, they were all there.
I still do love her, even though what she did to me. But hey, life is like that. You know, you have to go by. You know, you got to take what comes. You know.